sound effect is called machinery hum vibration motor on metal box. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this is something that jogs your memory at all, or...
I remember it well.
Oh, really?
Well,
okay.
It was a whole series of those. There's hundreds of those objects vibrating on metal, vibrating on wood, vibrating on different surfaces to get different intensities of vibration.
Sounds like you're miking the box, like with a contact mic, or you just...
We use contact mics and also room mics, acoustic mics.
And then there's this other sound. It says electric hair razor with sheet metal.
Right. Yeah, these kind of sounds are very good for vibrating machinery or being inside an airplane or spaceship or something that's vibrating very quickly. And it just it conveys speed. It conveys danger if it's amped up a lot. We recorded a lot of these for Interstellar to convey the idea of the ship shaking, vibrating, different intensities, different levels of gravity.
Separation. Stage one.
Also for Dunkirk, we did a lot of vibration using an actual plane cockpit mock-up, and also just attaching a butt kicker, the little butt kicker vibrators that people use in their home theaters, or paint shakers. Things like that to give aluminum ladders or a piece of sheet metal or a metal box to give them various levels of vibration. The butt kicker is very good because you can use a rheostat on it and make it more intense or less intense or slower or faster. So we could actually do ramp ins and ramp downs. So we use every metallic object we could find and put different vibrator devices on them. Electric shavers, the butt kicker, anything that moved ever so slightly would be accentuated in a larger object. So it would sound a lot more massive and intense than it did just using that little device or hearing that little device.
You had a great quote the last time we talked about the immensity of a sound is how it affects the objects around it. And I think those sounds are a really good example.
Right. So if something's really loud, it's gonna have an effect a physical effect upon objects in the room. There's a big loud boom if a meteor shock wave hit the Earth. Things are going to shake, and that's going to convey, immensity, scale, weight, size. I mean, it's really the most tangible way of expressing power, vibration, strength, force field kind of feeling. That it would physically affect the objects that are around you and you. So not only is it I think important to hear the sound that is causing that, but also the result of that sound in the environment you're in. That was super important in Dunkirk, because in Dunkirk they actually put a vibrator on the cockpit mock-up that was used for the actors sitting in the cockpit of the plane, and put basically like a paint shaker or something on the gimbal that contained this large piece of plane that the actor sat in. So you could visually see the vibration, which in the movie is caused by the engine of the plane, but you could see it kind of go in and out of focus sometimes, the image. It's been fantastic, and so it's so conveyed the speed and this massive supercharged engine that the Spitfires had. So, we did a lot of work and tried to really key in on that kind of vibration and find different intensities of the vibration as the plane accelerated or decelerated or banked or dove or climbed. We could weave that in and make it more intense or less intense to really make you try to make the audience feel the G-forces as the plane accelerated. For like an earthquake, it's great because you can. We got a giant piston-driven subwoofer that we can't even find that speaker anymore, but it was massive, and we put it in a house and cranked the oscillator down below 20 hertz. So you couldn't hear anything, but everything in the house was activated. And using the rheostat, or the oscillator again, you could ramp in and out of that and come right up to the point where the sound became audible, and then crank it down again. And it would vary the intensity of the vibrations. And we even put it on a boat and did that, and made the boat shake, the wooden boat shake. It's very hard to create those kind of situations out of independent little effects. This was kind of a global thing. We could put it in different rooms, a kitchen that might have more glassware in it, to hear more glass rattling, hear the windows rattling. Put it in a music studio that had a lot of wooden objects, instruments, and just loose objects laying around. That gave a different sound, and used a lot of that for the frog rain in Magnolia. One would think that would be cacophonous, frogs that might weigh half a pound, thousands of them hitting the house at the same time. We did a lot of the earthquake stuff for Magnolia.
Oh, the frogs falling from the sky.
I think it's very useful to have these kind of sounds in your library. You can amp up or highlight the sound that's affecting the environment you're in. You can accentuate acceleration, speed, intensity. You can actually make the sound that is causing the vibration to feel louder because it's clearly affecting everything else that you're hearing in the scene. And I think you're making it more tangible to the audience because they would feel that in themselves, maybe not notice it consciously that they're hearing a vibration of something, but it would accentuate the reality of that situation, because that's what you would feel. And I think that sound kind of conveys that tangible body kind of sensations that one would get from a really loud sound or a roar or a deep rumble.